hello. Oh, look, Linnell is here and Krista Marie is already here. Thanks for coming in, Curvies. Remember to smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. And if you haven't already, you know the routine. Ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified when we upload videos and so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. Let me get my stuff up. Is all of it the same? Just a second. I know. Yeah, I think that's the one we can use. Whoa, wait. Let me see. Can I do... Okay, let's come up here. There we go. Bam! Thanks for coming to Larger Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring my bell. I'm going to go grab my other stand and while the intro plays. Okay? While the intro plays. Perfect timing. Thanks for coming to Larger Curves today, you guys. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, you know the routine. Ring my bell so you can get notified when we upload videos and so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community streets. Yes, we are growing over here. We're up to 3K. I told you guys how excited I am. And it's all thanks to you guys helping me get to 3K. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race, except for when it's fast and hard. Anyway, you guys, thanks for coming in. We are here to talk about Love Island today. And I have lots of thoughts. Lots of thoughts about the Love Island. So last night we had the votes from Friday. I told you we got to participate on this show, okay? And the votes that we cast on Friday affected the show that we saw last night, and our faves got to stay in no certain order, and the least faves were in a pool, and then their prospective islanders voted them off. Okay? Keep telling you guys, this is the first time I'm on the Love Island. This is the first time I'm at the villa. I have not seen before this show. And so I'm not exactly sure if this is normal or is this a new thing or what's to be expected. So let me tell you, like they told me, they is in the diehard Love Islanders who done all the continents and all the seasons and all of the countries. Yeah, those people. So from what they tell me is the people that come to the house first, to the villa first, are the Islanders, right? Everybody else that comes in is a bombshell, and they're there to disrupt any current connections. Now, part of how they get to disrupt any current connections is they're watching from quarantine, where they get to see how the people act, they get to see them on paper, and they get to come in with a preconceived notion of who they want to get to connect with and who they want to experience the experience with. So usually, though, it's the Islanders against the bombshells, okay? I don't know why it's like that. Because there's $100,000 on the line, and if you got picked to be in the house, then why not let it be you instead of a bombshell who came there to break up your connection, is the logic I'm thinking. Anyway, we're up to episode 18. I'm telling you, every episode is a different day. The show is for 6 weeks. So every day for 6 weeks, they're shooting. The cast gets one day off a week where they don't have to shoot. That might be the day that we get the After Sun episode or whatever, and which is basically an after show, like Watch What Happens Live, but for the Islanders. And they do spoilers and interviews and stuff like that. Oh, wait a minute. Freaking allergies. So anyway, and I have my fan on and it takes my breath away. And I hope you guys can't hear it too bad. I don't have any noise counseling thing on here, so you probably do hear this stuff because it's 86 outside. Let me put this down. Well, you guys need to be able to see me. If I lower this, then, well, it does cut down the glare a little bit. That is a little better, but you guys can still see me. So, Love Island. So yeah, we're on episode 18, which means they've been on the place for 18 days. Something I found out today from a behind the scenes diehard vlogger is that these people don't know what day it is. They get in the island and they immediately have their phones taken. They have cell phones in there, but they're set to the wrong day and time. They have no idea what day it is. They have no idea what time it is. And stuff is done to keep them like off. Like, so was Huda really with Jeremiah for 4 days before she smashed him? Or in her mind, had it been a week that she was with Jeremiah before she smashed him? You know, it makes a difference. But if you have no idea what time it is, then obviously like your usual windows, like maybe you're like, oh, I'm not going to do anything with that person for like 5 days or 10 days at least. And then it's day 7, but you think it's day 10. And so you're doing day 10 stuff, but you don't know what day it is. And it happened to be day 1 that you left the hickeys on Jeremiah Huda. Anyway, that was a big round. So we get to vote. We get to participate. The Islanders also vote for different people to stay or go. And I'm wondering if the producers are doing stuff, you know, to try to make people their favorites or try to make people the villain. And I'm feeling like, yeah, they're letting some stuff happen. Some people, a diehard told me, no, production doesn't do that. But Leah and Miguel from last season's Love Island USA have gone public recently in an interview. Look, I'm getting a heat flash. My glasses are steaming. Have gone public recently in an interview where they said that production worked actively against them being together and tried to keep them apart and edited it so that it looked like they had never had a connection when in fact they did. And so they said that production did play a part in how they appeared to look. So I didn't see that season, like I said. In this season, I'm feeling like Ace, who was my fave 17 episodes ago, pretty much. Ace was my fave, you know, because he was like one of the only people that I knew prior to the show from social media and his dancing classes and stuff, which I thought were so cute and lively. And he's so fun and everything, but then he gets on the show and he turns out to be a full-on lagger hater. I'm not sure. I'm not with no haterades, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's playing Shelly, who's one of the major bombshells. She's not a bombshell. She's one of the major Islanders. And her and Olandria were the ones who opened the season. They walked in the villa together. And so she's like already kind of a favorite. They say whoever walks in first is kind of the favorite. So for him to be with one of the favorites who's a beautiful, beautiful woman, Shelly, but he's not doing nothing. We haven't seen Ace pull nobody for a chat. It's 18 episodes in, and Ace has not pulled not one single woman for a chat that we've seen to explore. But this same Ace is telling Jeremiah that he's not playing the game right because he was locked in with Huda from the beginning. Okay, he wasn't locked in with anybody from the beginning, nor has he pulled anybody for a chat. He's just kind of wandering around the villa, telling everybody else what to think and do and say while he's trying to give dance lessons. Taylor is another op who I'm not sure. He must have the whole Alpha Chi Alpha, whatever thing he pledged in college, voting on his behalf, because I'm not sure how he ended up with more votes, 2% more votes than Jeremiah. And that's how Jeremiah even got in the bottom, was because damn Taylor had 10 votes and he had 8% votes with Pepe. Really, America? See, but I did that too because I messed around and wasted my vote on her pod. Yeah, I sure did. I messed around and wasted my vote on her pod. And next time I will be voting a color, I will be doing a color cast. Yep, sure will, because Ace did not protect him and he needed some protection because he could have went very far. He was emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, calm, cool, collected, and a complete gentleman at all times. And what did the other ones do? What did the other bros do to the bro who was more mature, more emotionally available, and more emotionally intelligent than these two bozos do? Oh, they had to get him off the island. Is it his fault that Audrina and what's this one's name? Huda? They look alike. And their only type was him. They both came in the thing and they were like, whoo, over to Jeremiah. They were like, who did he see here? Jeremiah, like that. They only wanted Jeremiah from the moment they walked in the house. Is that his fault? No, it's your fault because your theme song is, I wish I could have been a dollar. I wish it was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit and a bat and a 6-foot baller. Yeah, that's his theme song. And his theme song is, I don't know which song Goofy is. I don't know. But he's so freaking goofy and emotionally immature. It's hard to watch him with a mature woman like Olandria settle for this goofball, who she literally said smells like ass, which is a sign of maturity if you wash or don't wash your ass, in my opinion. To me, the younger you are, the less likely you did wash your ass that day. The older you are, the less you want to smell your ass. Therefore, the more likely it is that you washed that thing today. Are you keeping up? So anyway, the people spoke. I put my vote in, but I knew I did the wrong thing. As soon as I pushed the button, I was like, darn, I really should have supported Jeremiah. But I thought his fine ass would have had some other support. Has anybody ever, does anybody watch this to know if a mistake was made and there's enough backlash in the outside world, do they allow the people to come back? Because I feel like a huge mistake was made to have this man sent home after he got cussed out for 2 days. His experience was totally ruined and he went home disrespected and emasculated. Okay? And you're going to send him home for having composure, patience, and being a gentleman in the face of a wicked ass bitch named Huda? They were like, Hurricane Huda. No, she was being a biatch. What are you smoking? Like, how are you going to get on this TV and emasculate this man like that? And then how is the TV going to give her a redemption arc? What about this black man's redemption arc? Yeah, I'm taking it there. I'm taking it there. Because look, Huda is not black. And she practically called him a BAN. Those who know. Okay? She's sitting up here calling him a BAN because he's emotionally mature and was able to distance himself in a moment of toxicity and not respond and make things worse. So that doesn't get rewarded. We reward Ace. We're going to reward Ace because he makes pancakes and ping pong and doesn't make any connection. Every time anybody who's not Shelly walks by, his eyes light up too big for me, you guys, for Shelly to be left to his devices. His eyes lit up for her, but her eyes lit up for him. So that means he needed to get him out of here. And it was evident. Haters gonna hate. So let me see. I had some notes. Maybe if I do it like this. There. I'm trying to get things set up. So I had a lot of thoughts about Huda, and I had a lot of thoughts about Jeremy. You watched the last episode. So what did you think? So did you like how the people get to vote off and how they get a text to know what's going on? Yeah, so it's cute. I have a lot of notes. Let's see. Okay, so now, y'all, America saved Huda. But the men voted Jeremiah off the island, is my point. Okay? And I don't know why they did it. And so for the people who don't know, this is Jeremiah. This is Audrina. This is Taylor. I mean, this is Ace. This is Taylor. This is Nick. And this is Huda. They're all islanders. This was a bombshell. And everybody else is an islander. And I already told you that when the islanders coming together, it's usually the islanders against the bombshells. So for these islander men to have voted off a fellow day oneer is very telling about the competition level that these guys saw that they were on. I shut down TV when they say the man was voting. Oh, you already knew? You already knew, Jay? Oh. But you see how they did, the producers let it get down to those people and then let the cast vote them off. But on the girl side, who we're not even tripping on, the girls getting voted off. They voted off Hannah. That's the original Hawk 2 girl for season 18. I mean, for season 7, Love Island USA. She Hawk 2 in her hand about episode 16, and they voted her off the island in episode 18. So the PSA there is not only do we need to see you wrap it up before you Hawk 2 in your hand on a national television that your mother's watching too, and hopefully your grandma, but look, maybe you shouldn't Hawk 2 in your hand 24 hours after knowing a boy on TV, because you're just going to get kicked to the curb by the other girls who know you Hawk 2. Because if you Hawk 2 for him, then you might Hawk 2 for theirs. And that could be a problem if they're not planning on putting out soon. But I think they're all planning on putting out. I'm not sure. Because so far, Sierra mounted, Huda mounted, and Hannah Hawk 2'd. Okay? And Huda almost had to leave, but the lady saved her, and that was my point. You notice how production did not allow Huda to be in the bottom because the ladies had already let it be known that if they had to vote again for a bitch to stay, it wasn't going to be for Huda's ass. So you see how production really played it perfectly to save Huda at the last minute and only have Hannah, Iris, and Amaya up for elimination, because all the other ladies had already said they're not going to save her again because of her disrespectful, toxic ways, and that she had gone far too far in her abuse of Jeremiah. I mean, that was the crash out of the century. And there's no way that should have even been allowed. But I'm a noob here, so you guys correct me in the chat if I'm tripping in my thinking. That for one, had Huda been a black girl cussing somebody out in the house for 2 days, that she wouldn't have been off the island without votes. And for two, had Jeremiah's black ass been cussing out Huda the way Huda was talking to him, that he would have had to get off the island because of the toxicity and the negativity and the abuse. Okay? So I don't know. Can somebody correct me if my thinking is off in that respect? Because I'm just a schmegular person. Regular schmegular person with regular schmegular boundaries and thoughts. And I'm usually thinking what's good for a goose is good for a motherfucking gander. Okay? And so if it's good for Huda to get to walk around an island for 2 days and cuss the guy out, then they just set a precedent. And I would love to tell y'all what precedent means in layman's terms is if you did that shit before, we can do that shit again. So they set a precedent for allowing a bitch to walk around and cuss a man out and emasculate him for 2 days and then gaslight everybody and flip the script and make it his fault for getting yelled at. They set a precedent. So what I'm thinking is that all the black girls who go on there, you need to be your passionate, loving, hyphy selves so that it can get rewritten as passion, love, and hyphy, because that's what they wrote it for Huda as. I bet my bottom dollar though, had Huda even been a black girl, it would have been not. They would have. It would have stayed angry. They would be like, "Oh my God, she's so angry. I'm scared." I bet there would have even been a couple of, "Oh, I'm scared" thrown in. But let Huda just walk around, veins bulging out her neck, spying on people, eavesdropping, complete crash out. I've been Huda before. I keep telling on myself. I've been Huda. And that's why I need her to calm the fuck down, because when I was Huda, there was not an eighth housewife. There was no video evidence. There is nothing that my kids today will be able to look up in perpetuity and on video on demand watch me show my ass. Huda's a mom. And she has a little daughter who in perpetuity is going to be able to see mommy's famous crash out and know exactly where she got that shit from. So I'm just thinking, I don't know. I'm a different thinker, but a same thinker. And I just think it's setting us up for badness to allow this to be happening the way that it's happening. Setting precedents like this. Hey, you said them. Remember, you said them. Remember, you said them. I'm a first time here, but I'm going to be expecting for Love Islands from now on to allow a man to cuss a bitch out for 2 days and get to stay and get saved by America and the producers so that he can have a redemption arc in time for movie night when they can see for their self they acted an ass, which is one of the diehards that loves Love Island told me that last night. I was like, why do you think they kept Huda? And they were like, oh, well, because for movie night, they want her to see how she acted at movie night. And then they'll get rid of Huda, is what the person's thinking. But I'm not a complete Love Islander, so I have no idea. But hey, I don't know what that's going to do except for get her more time on the island. I would have liked for freaking Jeremiah to get to movie night so he could see how bad it was that he had to try to play off and act like it wasn't that bad getting cussed out by a bitch who just mounted you. That was emotional freaking manipulation, emotional vampirism, freaking toxicity at its highest. And people are like, oh my God, they're such a good couple. They could have probably made it to the end. But it would have taken all of his fucking manhood to stand a bitch like Huda. Plus, she was trying to make him a stepdaddy. Did I mention that Huda has a 5-year-old? And she immediately attached herself to a black man, expecting this black man to want to be a baby daddy. Why? Because he's black? Is that what we're doing now? You expect the baby daddy to want to be a baby daddy by stereotype proximity? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, it's not going to happen. I'm going to get at some of these comments. Let's. Okay, so Krista Marie is here. Thanks for coming through. I'm glad you watched the episode. What are your thoughts? Dustin is here. Bianca's here. Thanks for coming through. Bianca, would you mind dropping my Cash App? Because, look, I'm not afraid to ask. Okay. Thank you. Jay said, I shut down the TV. All beautiful. Isn't everybody so gorgeous and beautiful? Oh, Flex, thanks for coming through. I know they were going to vote him. Yeah, I knew it too. The moment they said the guys are voting, I was like that too. But see, they never had to save Jeremiah before. So I don't know why they would go after him, except for there's some hating ass, insecure Mitches who pretended to be his boy and were actively working against him because he was the gatekeeper to the ride of Adriana and the ride of freaking of the almost Kim Kardashians. It's not his fault that the almost Kim Kardashians find him aesthetically pleasing. Yes, the next day. It's only fear that they bring him back. I hope so. Huda did not go home. They kept Huda. I want to see if they bring Jeremiah back. It will be fun to see Ace's face, right? So much fun, said Flex. It's not going to happen. I wish it would. I hope that the producers are listening to what I'm saying. We need to see rubbers. We need to see prophylactics. We need to see him rip foil before she spits in her hand next time. We need to see him rip foil before we see Sierra mount another dick. We need to see Huda rip foil before she gets her second child. We need to see some actively safe sex things happening on here. And I don't think that having rubbers in a bowl next to the beds where you may or may not get busy is promoting sex as much as having you get in the bed with a complete stranger after you spent the day kissing 10 other people. So if you're going to be putting these little kids in this situation, you may as well let them wrap it up before they end up with whatever was on Nick's lip on their genitals. That's what I'm thinking. Okay? So we need to see prophylactics. We need to see safe sex. They need to at least imply safe sex. Okay? Yes, I told you, isn't it great? Yeah, Huda's a mess. It's amazing. Yes. You were about to say Horace. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Carrie, thanks for coming through. It's too much. It's too much. So here, I'm going to let this play. So this is one of the things. I'm going to let this play. This is Nick.
Huda's cooked, I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting to brush my teeth last night, and then she was in the shower talking about he's a bitch, he's a liar. So it's kind of like a crossroads. I understand that. It's just I want everybody to be real and honest. Truthfully, now in hindsight, like I'd rather Huda have gone home just because of the way she reacted.
Do you think like there's a reason for that?
What?
For her reaction?
Because I didn't go and comfort her when she almost got kicked off.
And
That's
why,
at least what I thought.
Like, why didn't you do that?
Coulda, shoulda, woulda been there for her, but like when I realized Charlie was going home, I just.
As a man, I think it's like your job to be there for like a woman that you say you're committed to. I did lose like some respect for how you handled last night
Because I didn't go.
So initially, when that was Nick and Ace, I mean Nick and Jeremiah talking. Were you guys able to hear that? And so initially, when Nick was saying that, I told you I've been Huda before, so I was like, well, that was gracious of Nick. To say just straight to the guy's face, hey, look, I lost some respect for you because I think a man should comfort a woman when she's going through it. Well, then we fast forward to episode 18 when Sierra is obviously needing some comforting and reassurance that since she mounted you last night, and even though you only lasted 25 seconds, that she's rest assured that you want to continue exploring things with her in a semi-closed off way since she did let you gobble it for 25 seconds. Right? So, but now I see that those were just words from the puppet master Ace's hand being up Nick's booty, making him say what was really on Ace's mind, but Ace can't say because he already said it 20 times. Let's keep listening.
Don't comfort her.
Yes.
Literally, I shoulda, coulda, would have, and I don't want you to think I don't understand you because I swear I do logically.
So this was the next day after the first time Huda was cussing Jeremy. I'm telling you, she cussed that fool out for 2 days. She didn't even really give him a chance to respond. She could have let him talk to his pillow about it and then get at her the next day. But the night she was going to bed after almost getting sent home, he was already a bitch liar. Okay? That's because of her emotional immaturity. And how is he responsible for that? By not engaging in it? Please. Everybody knows you don't engage with a crazy bitch. You're going to sound crazy. You're going to look just as crazy as her. He did the best thing he could with his 12-pack. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because we count the Adonis belt as some of the packing for the packs. That good Adonis belt. That V that they be having. The V. Anyway, so even with his guys being under attack, and Austin peeped game a long time ago, leave it to the fucking pool boy who sent his dick to 1,000 people to have some sense, you guys, to understand people and their motives. Imagine Austin knowing that Ace is a charlatan and us not believing it because we're thinking, oh, it's just a triangle. But Austin had peeped Ace a long time ago and sees that Ace is trying to run different stuff and run game. Okay? I'm going to let it keep playing. Because here comes Huda some more. This is after she already went to bed, calling him all kind of bitches and lying asses because she mounted him. I want you guys to get this straight. Huda mounted Jeremiah. He's only ever had one girlfriend. Do you think he wanted to fuck her on day 5 on TV? Do you think he wanted that? I mean, his dick still got hard, of course, because it's next to a warm hole. Of course it's still going to get hard. But do you think he really wanted that? He was already upset that she was leaving hickeys all over him, marking him. He's like, look, other people don't even want to talk to me. So she was high-key emotionally manipulative from day 1. And this is how she responds. After being emotionally manipulative, after being toxic and abusive, this is her way of making it better.
But I'm saying, in my head, I didn't want to, so I did it.
To me, like, y'all's relationship the last 2 weeks has been, you know, tight. Like, you guys are so close.
Yeah.
But then, I think it's like your first real fucking challenge last night was like the biggest challenge. And if you can't work through, you know, things like that, and you don't want to, because, you know, you go on this day with Iris and, like, you're saying you had a great day, and meanwhile, Huda's here, like, crying her eyes out all day. And,
But
you
I
know,
can't
like,
control,
sitting down bad.
going on the date and not being here for her though.
But my point is, like, it kind of sounds like you want to drop Huda, and, like, because she called you a bitch in the shower last night. I feel like it's just kind of being given up on.
I feel like it's hard for y'all to...
So, I was holding this so you can see who's talking. So, is Nick saying that he likes being called a bitch? Because I could do that for him all day. Is there a line we can call? What's his handle on Instagram? Because I could just put bitch, 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 bitch. Because he likes it. He thinks that Jeremiah should be okay with being called bitch by a rando who leaves him hickeys and sexually assaults him practically. The way she jumped on that boy. Come on now. Come on now. He wasn't ready for that. And neither was she, obviously, because it was all just a ruse to get him in on her. Right? Here, let's keep it.
Tell me for 2 weeks to go explore, and then I do explore, and now I'm in the hot seat still for exploring. If I don't give Iris the time of the day, I'm still in the wrong. Now, if I do give Iris the time of the day, I'm in the wrong because I had a strong connection.
By all means, explore.
She's there. She's fucking.
Fuck you.
Oh, she just put somebody off.
She flipped Jeremiah off.
I didn't choose to go on the date today, and that's what I get.
What happened?
I don't know. Huda just said some shit to the boys.
What did she say?
I don't know.
Well,
I just saw a middle finger fly. He's a fucking bitch.
What'd you say?
Because of the fact that he had a great day with Iris, because of what we're going through, he's using her as a fucking scapegoat so that he can fucking stay in the game.
Wait, what are you
I just sat there and listened to every fucking thing he was fucking saying.
Okay, wait, what did he say?
He wants to drop me to go with Iris.
Okay, come, baby, come. Let's sit down.
Come sit down. No, you're a fucking bitch.
Come sit down.
He's over here playing victim. You're a pussy ass bitch.
Huda, keep it classy.
Like, fuck you.
Do you want to go down with the boys? Hell no.
So that's what Jeremiah had to endure for 48 hours of his experience on Love Island, you guys. And I feel like that was too much. And like I said, they set a precedent, meaning that if they let this bitch do it, the next bitch can do it too and be expected to do it, okay? So it's kind of like when you let the housewives start bringing props to the reunion, all of a sudden you end up with a bag of tricks, okay? Because you should have put a stop to that with the first freaking prop. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get to some of these comments. Thanks for popping in. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell. We're going to be talking about this for all 6 weeks, okay? No matter what, he would have been done. They would have saw a problem with whatever they're doing. Yep, KKK. That's what we call one KKK. You're talking about Austin? Are you talking about Austin? Because he sent his dick to 1,000 people and he likes what he likes, so we call him one KKK. She didn't go home, so why did she need so much comfort? Exactly. Huda was so nasty, not just to him, but to every woman. Yes, at one point or another. Yep. You don't have to argue with fools because from a distance, nobody knows who's who. Exactly, Emerald Pretty. Seems like Islanders run the show. Huda needs to go. She really believes she's a victim. And that's the other part. You are rearing this show. They call it TV programming for a reason. Imagine all the young, impressionable Hudas out there waiting to Huda somebody. They're going to be jumping and spitting in their hand and cussing fools out no time fast. And then they're going to be, I'm the victim. Oh my God, why put me? You're like totally about to make a whole new set of Frankentwats, okay? Freaking Frankentwats. Dysfunctional twat monsters. Frankentwats. That's what you're about to program. Huda needs to be off the show. There's a bajillion girls right now who are like, oh my God, I'm not that bad. Huda's have the whole thing. They're going to think they need a spinoff because the way they're making Huda a freaking Powerpuff Girl for cussing out the black man. You're not getting it? I'm not being overly sensitive just because I'm black and I happen to have black sons. I'm not being overly sensitive. I'm literally looking at the programming going on that you would let this woman cuss this black man out and then reward the woman because the black man happened to be emotionally intelligent and have patience and a high vulnerability IQ. And he gets punished by his brethren at that. And America. He should have been praised and worshiped because when it was the last time you saw a man or a woman not want to engage with some bullshit just for some camera time? I'll wait. See? I'll let you hear a little more. Oh yeah, I know I was going to the comments. And she thinks her crash outs are funny. Yeah, she keeps bragging about it. Now she's like post crash out. She crashed out on like day 12, around day 12, 13. And now we're at 5 days later, day 18. And she just thinks everything's fine. She's fine. Everybody needs to accept her. And then even after recognizing that she crashed out, talking about her crash out, she was mad that the other people recognized her crash out. And when it came time to dump people with milk in episode 16, that she got dumped with milk when people were like, who's the most toxic? Who starts the most stuff? Who keeps stuff going the longest? She kept getting spit milk dumped on her because it was her for 2 days. Everybody in the whole house was like that friend in high school who was like, if that bitch comes over here talking about her breakup with homeboy one more time, right? Isn't that Nick and Sierra? Nick talking right. She's a liar. Nick, Ace, and Taylor, three-headed snake. Yep. It's funny how exactly what she says other people are is actually she is. Yep. And the characteristics that she states, understanding, kind, is exactly what she isn't. Exactly. Yes, says Jay. That was a nasty rant. I know. I'm sorry. I can't help it because it's bad. It's bad. Jeremiah was so nice. And you guys, I said before how I kind of feel bad for Jeremiah because I feel like part of the reason he couldn't respond is because hey, I'm not a doctor, but I have a son and I think he's on the spectrum, right? So, yeah, some of the characteristics are like slow to react, so him being patient could also be him slow to react because he has to digest it and piecemeal it so that he can respond, like he looked scared. He looked attacked. He looked very uncomfortable with the exchange. And then when all his bros are like, yeah, you deserve to be called a bitch. You just going to cut her off because she called you a bitch? Like it was a lot and nobody was there for him but Austin, the pool boy. I'm telling you, Austin, no, I don't really like Austin for a lot of the girls because their body counts are so low. I'm not really of the mind that you should, if you have a body count of 5, I don't think you need to be with somebody whose body count is 108. It's just a lot of soul ties to have to get through. And there's nothing wrong with Austin. But honestly, when you think about the soul ties involved and the behavior of having sex with hundreds of people, and the habit of sending your dick out over 1,000 times, that's going to be a very hard habit to break once you get back home from the island. The only reason he hasn't sent his dick out in 18 days is because he doesn't have a phone that can do that, you guys. I'm pretty sure he would have been up to 1,018 dick pics sent if they would have let him have his phone back. So I don't know that he's actually even ready for a relationship. A connection, yes, but a relationship like outside the island, no, he's going to be right back to and sending it off, right? And then plus he already said he likes having random sex. That's another habit that I feel like is a characteristic of your personality. You're not just going to stop gambling tomorrow because somebody caught you today lose $500. So the same is to be said with, it almost sounds like he's a sex addict. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what it sounds like allegedly is that anybody who can send their penis to 1,000 people, have sex with 108 of them, might be some type of addict, especially if you're only in your 20s. I mean, your thing didn't even start getting hard until you were 12, right? And so between 12 and we'll give him 26, that's not that many. Let's see. Let's do all the math, right? So let me look up how old is Austin. Austin! Love Island. Austin, Love Island. Yeah, Austin Shepherd. How old is he? Age 26. So he's 26. I'll give him that he started maybe having sex. I'll give him 13, 14. I'll give him 14. So just a second. So that would be, well, no. I'm sorry. So he said 108. He said 108, right? That's only 9 people a year. I'm all the way to my 50s and I still don't have more than 9. Yeah, it's like that. But he's doing 9 a year since he was 14, y'all. That's a lot. I don't know that he could just stop doing 9 fresh holes a year and stick only to the hole he found in the island. Because once you get used to 9 options in a year, you're not going to stick to one option. You got to think about this shit, ladies. So that means Austin should probably go next because he's not going to be viable outside the island. It's not. And plus, like he said, he don't really know what he wants. He wanted somebody into him because Shelly wasn't. Now Amaya's into him and it's scary. It's too much. It's overwhelming. So, yeah. That's because he really wants to be able to still have 9 options a year. So, and the way he can get that is by never being satisfied with exactly what the fuck you asked for, Austin. You ask for attention, you get attention. Oh no, there's so much. It's overwhelming. She keeps calling me babe. She's nice to me. She talks to me all day. Shelly didn't talk to me for 12 days. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, hit that like button, you guys. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. What's good, Zai? Oh, not me, the girl. Yeah, Huda was the nasty rant. Thanks, Krista. That was it is not even over. We can finish listening to it. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Fair use is made for commenting, research, and criticism, and it tips in the balance. So we're going to let this play. And part of why I don't talk while it plays is just in case they hit me with a thing where I have to mute the things that I'm not licensed for. I just want to clip that little part. So I usually like Yeah, so I just let it play so that you guys can hear. Is anybody else kind of freaked out since what's happening from 45 doing what he's doing over there? That every time your thing is spinning like something, you look up or you listen hard to see if, or you look down at something else to see if everything's spinning. Are we under cyber attack or some shit like that? I'm trying not to let it get to me. That's why I'm even on here just talking to you guys like nothing's happening, because I can't do a lot about the bombs they're doing. I can't do nothing about it except for be here, spread love with you guys. So that's why we're here. I was so upset at last night's elimination. I thought about deleting the app. No, we got to keep the app and just get these fools off. That's what we got. Yes, 444. Angel numbers. Yes, hit that like button, you guys. I swear if they don't bring Jerry. Okay, so Daruji, I've never watched before. Is that a possibility? Have they ever brought somebody back after a horrible, horrible mistake? I'm a first-time Love Islander, so I don't know if this is a big game or what on top of a game. And like he could come back, but if he comes back all the way to reality, then he'll have what's said on the outside and he won't be quarantined enough from the experience for the full experiment, you know? So I really hope that he's just someplace in the villa over there and he'll be back. I hope we can get a new couples after Casa and how the originals get left behind, especially Ace and Nick. Yes. I am 8 and married. Yes, you're 8 and married, right? I'm this might be 9, but I'm not over 9. Yep. That's right, Krista. See, that's because soul ties. That's a lot of holes. That's a lot of ties to get through. And even the 8 are a lot of ties to get through. Will they bring more people in this season? Let me show you that. So, yes, more people will get brought in. More people will definitely get brought in. So Jeremiah was one of the strongest romantic contenders, in my opinion. He's confident, vulnerable, and popular with the women, which could have triggered insecurity with these twats down here. The Ace, who is the shortest guy there. Ace is the shortest guy there. And everybody else is like 6 feet. So that could be part of his problem with Jeremiah specifically, like as far as competition, that's direct competition. Maybe he's like, he sees Taylor as too goofy to really be true competition. So he needed to chisel away at this chiseling first, right? And then maybe Ace's mind thinks that, oh, well, he had a cold sore. We could just keep him around because nobody want to mess with him anyway. But they're saying it wasn't a cold sore. I'm just saying what my eyeballs saw. Or thought they saw. So it could have triggered insecurity and rivalry within the men. But is it jealousy or is it strategy? I don't know. Like I said, I'm a noob here, right? So was Jeremiah too real to be a villain? So they had to make him a villain? Because to us, he was emotionally mature, reserved, patient. I mean, he's not like any kind of black man that I've seen recently who wouldn't gladly cuss a bitch out back, okay? Now, was Jeremiah playing the game wrong is also something people could guess. Was his loyalty to Huda versus exploring a strike against him? I kind of feel like he did a disservice by not demanding and taking a moment to at least explore other options, since that's what you're directly there for. And you let this bitch mark you. You let her mark you because she kept being on your neck long enough to leave a hickey, okay? That takes time. It takes time, especially on melanated skin. It takes a little time to leave a hickey. And she got the time to leave the hickey, or took the time. And if she's taken the time to leave a hickey, then we're back to some SA type stuff, okay? Because he said clearly he did not want those, and he kept having them, okay? So I feel like his focus on Huda and allowing her and not fighting back or pushing back on her is kind of what got him in this situation. But it still doesn't mean he needs to be punished for being relaxed when being attacked, okay? Now, did the other guy see him not as producing enough? I don't think so. Because like I said, who is Ace pulled for a chat? Leave it in the chat. Who is Ace pulled for a chat that he's mad at Jeremiah's game? Who has Nick pulled for a chat that he's mad at Jeremiah's game? Who has, that's Taylor. Who has Nick pulled for a chat that he's mad here? Who is any of these three pulled for a chat that they're trying to tell him how to run his game? They got in his head a lot. You don't need friends like this in the real world. You need friends that are going to tell you the truth and be there for you and not try to freaking manipulate you into believing that you're a fucking loser and need to acquiesce to abuse. Oh, she just called you a bitch and said your dick was tiny, dude. What's the big problem? Please, that's a fucking problem. And I tell my son so. Okay? Also, America saving Huda, despite what we just heard. Woo! That, I don't know if that was strong viewer support or was it manipulation by producers. I think it was producers. And it threatened the Villa dynamics because people kept thinking that Huda and Jeremiah were going to become a pair again. To which I actually did a whole dive on the Huda of it all. Because I felt like it was extreme the way that Huda was disrespectful and emasculating towards Jeremiah, and that I felt like it was high-key toxic, right? So I'm asking AI, am I tripping or was this something, right? So it did say that Huda and Jeremiah, was it love or emotional manipulation? Because that's what I'm dubbing it, is emotional manipulation, okay? Huda's behavior crossed a line is what chat said, okay? What many perceive as emotional immaturity was way more serious. Publicly embarrassing Jeremiah, belittling his emotions, flipping blame on him as he tried to express his hurt in the situation, and using sharp dismissive language while attacking his character and manhood crossed a serious line. And those aren't just bad moments in a love arc. For many, especially black men, who rarely get the space to exhibit and express their emotionally high IQs on TV, it felt like weaponization, didn't it? Well, to me, it did, and I may be taking it too far. It's just a little Love Island thing for you, but I'm telling you, you guys are programming men on how to respond and women on how to act en masse. I'm invested. I've been watching every day for fucking a week now because I had to catch up on episode 14 or whatever it was. And now I'm every day in. So you're programming even me to be caught up in this shit enough to like look at, well, I'm looking at my son, how the bitch is moving today. What am I going to have to like, get geared up for in my mind? And I'm like, really this? Even though I said I've been Huda before. So Jeremiah does represent growth and vulnerability, some things that we don't often get to see in a black man, right? Especially on a TV thing, right? We got to see patience. We got to see gentleness. We got to see accountability. We got to see a commitment to Huda despite her red flags, even though she popped up with the baby, even though she had cussed him out, even though she cussed him out again, even though she didn't take his sorry, even though she started nitpicking him. Even though she blamed him for all that stuff, he was still very gentle with her and allowed her at least the space for her to be Huda while he was doing Jeremiah. But that wasn't enough for her. It wasn't enough for America either, because fuck black men, right? No, fuck you. How about that? Jeremiah deserved to be respected and adorned for that, and Huda needed to be put in her fucking place. Not rewarded. Not rewarded. There's a lot of bitches that are about to get knocked the fuck out, man, when they step to the next one thinking that it's going to be a Jeremiah situation. You're setting these bitches up for failure. I'm telling you. You need to check this negativity and toxicity from jump, because in the real world with no cameras, tell me a guy who's going to just sit there and get called bitch ass from the random in front of his boys. Tell me. Okay? It's a rare kind of emotional vulnerability that we got to see displayed in Jeremiah, okay? And I don't know if they wanted it to get edited out or Did they allow it to play out this way so that you know it's bad to be emotionally mature black man? We kick you off island. No $100,000 for you. Be mad. Be toxic. Be stereotyped to stay on island. Is that the message? I think fucking so. And I don't like it. Okay? Now, should Huda have been allowed to stay? Hell no. I told you guys, Mama Curves is watching this with me. And only she's like, Huda has to go. And she kept calling me, Huda has to go. She called me last night after the thing. She said, so they left Huda stay? I said, yeah. She hung up on me. I haven't talked to her till today. She's done. She might be done. The person who got me into watching the show after Huda's crash out, she's like, I can't, Larja. I got you on it. You keep doing it because people are going viral for it. I still got you. I'll come over and support or whatever. But I can't let my eyeballs ingest this bullshit. Not another motherfucking episode. And I've watched all the episodes on all the countries for all the seasons. But it stops today. Because of motherfucking Huda. And her crash out on this black man. The only way that person will watch again is if Huda's off the island. My mom is even threatening the only time she'll watch again is if Huda's off the island. But now Huda's on her way to Casamiga or something like that. Not to be confused with the tequila. Okay? So should Huda have been allowed to stay? Now, Huda didn't only, to me, ruin Jeremiah's time. She had an effect on the entire casa, as we saw. Meg, the fucking stallion, had to come to the house for the first time in history to try to get things calmed down a bit and back on track to try to have fun and just twerk it off because of the toxic stench left by the entitled brat bitch Huda. She the one that like calling everybody bitch, so I'm just giving it back to her. She walked in the fucking casa calling Olandria and Shelly bitches. Oh, what's up, bitch? What's up, bitch? Hey, bitch. So you like it, I love it, bitch. Really, bitch? Yeah, we could do it all day. I'm from Oakland, okay? Really, bitch? Anyway, I'm gonna bring it down. I'll bring it down, not today. I don't know what fingers mean what. But this is something new the kids are doing when they say Riz and Aura. So I hope I'm not cussing you out. But they seem to say this when they think they have a point, and all my points were just made. Okay? So Huda should not have been allowed to stay. That's the question. If the roles were reversed, and a man yelled at and belittled a woman, and emotionally destabilized a woman the way that Huda did, would he have been saved? Diehards, leave it in the chat. I believe the answer is fucking no, right? Likely not. We've seen men removed or publicly shamed on this show. Like I said, I haven't watched before, so I asked ChatGPT, has this shit ever happened before? And it says no. We actually saw the men removed from Love Island before just for merely gaslighting. Not for calling a bitch out her name, just for merely raising her voice. Not for yelling around, walking around, yelling till veins bulge out the fucking side of your neck for 2 fucking days. No, making women cry. Huda would have made him cry if he would have had a moment by himself, but no, he just kept getting berated and bombed and berated and bombed. He didn't even have a chance to fucking... and shake it off and get his shit together. No, it was like constant. Constant. Okay, yet Huda was voted by America, despite her behavior, to stay because they see her as real or empowering. Yeah, because she was cussing out a black man. I'm telling you, had Huda been cussing Nick out, it would have been a problem. Guaranteed, but we'll never know because it'll never happen. Huda wouldn't even fixed her mouth to cuss out Nick like that, I'm sure. Yet Huda got voted to stay. And this opens a double standard conversation in my eyes. And I'm a first-time Islander. Is verbal abuse only overlooked for some? And if so, can we get an accurate description so that we know who it's acceptable from and who it's not? and under what circumstances, because I want to try to get to $100,000 too. And if you're only going to let old boo show her ass, then I need to know what my parameters are. You know what I'm saying? Or is being emotionally available man a less protected person by the audience? It's seeming like that. It's seeming like if you are emotionally intelligent and emotionally available and take full accountability for your actions, that they don't want to see you, bro. They don't want to see you. They want to see Taylor. They want to see Ace. They want to see these two buffoons do their thing. They want to see him dance and shuck and jive, and they want to see him act like a goofball who smells like ass, as it turns out, after he gets milk put on over him. Only thing they ever said about Jeremiah is that he smells so good. He smells so good. I'm like, I wonder, did he bring some pheromone spray? Because this one and Huda, where'd Huda go? This one and Huda, both the Almost Kim K's, were both saying how good Jeremiah smells, you guys. So I don't know if he put the pheromones in it or not. Now, when I asked ChatGPT, who else gotten away with this? It gives me 3 names. Trace. The first, Uno, was Georgia in Love Island UK, season 4. It's saying that she showed manipulative behavior, but it was edited as loyal and quirky. So the editors be getting in on the shits like Leah and Miguel are saying. Okay? And then there was somebody named Toby from season 7 from the UK, emotionally scattered, but not verbally abusive, but still got dragged by the fans. And then we have Jess from the USA season 5. Got criticism for aggression, but had a redemption arc. Okay? So no one ever has had the same level of verbal intensity as the Huda and Jeremiah situation, and also been so publicly rewarded while the softer, gentler partner got eliminated. Really? Okay. Now, this begs the question moving forward on Love Islands. What kind of behavior are we going to be rewarding? I'm getting bitches like Huda off the island toot sweet. I'm getting fools like Ace off the island toot sweet. If I see anyone moving forward, if I see another person try to regulate another person's game without having game themselves, and I get to vote about some shit, then you off the island. Okay? You are off the island, Ace. And I swear you were my favorite. I like that whole little you and Shelly had kismet thing. But now, the way your eyes light up at this one and Huda, and as soon as he's gone, there's a clip of them walking later, like tomorrow in episode 19. They're going to be walking somewhere. And these 3 guys are going to be walking behind Huda and Adrena. And all their eyes are watching their buttocks. And they wasn't doing that when Jeremiah was still in the house, because they look like stupids looking at looking at the person pining after Jeremiah. So they only cleared the way. They cleared the way. So this is Jeremiah, and they cleared the way because they trying to get at those buttocks. They want some of them cheeks. They want some cheeky cheeks. They want Huda's cheeks, and they want Adriana's cheeks. And Jeremiah was in the way. That's what I'm coming up with. Okay? We also need to have, how are we going to start treating emotionally expressive black men on TV? I feel like they should be rewarded. I feel like they should be, like, in a way praised, because the stereotype of blackness on TV is the complete and polar opposite, right? We usually see a fool want to get caught up, catch a case, be some type of emotionally abusive back to a woman. But this dude, I don't know who he was raised by, but he was raised by the right one to not attack that woman who was clearly, he would have been in his whole right to abuse her back. But he did not, because it's obviously not in his character. But he was abused for it. And this fool right here, gonna be like, she just called you a bitch. Like, it means it's over? It means it's over? I mean, really? I'm going to let you listen to some more about what Huda did, though.
Ladies just stay up here.
Listen.
No, I'm sitting here crying.
No,
You think you're defending me?
I know. Your feelings are validated, babe. Your feelings are validated. I'm sorry that you're going through that, and he's a piece of shit for doing that, to be honest with you. He really is. He really is. Fuck him.
They're literally niggas trying to convince him to understand that I'm sitting here crying and he's going and having a great day and always thinking about being with Iris.
So that's proof that she's sitting here crying for emotional manipulation. Nick is trying to tell him that I'm sitting here crying, so she's crying some more because her tears are supposed to give a fuck to a person that is, for one, playing the game. The producers in America put him with Iris. Why are you having a fucking crash out? Because the rules of the game are being engaged. It's because they're letting you.
I know, my love. I know.
You're a pussy ass bitch.
I know.
Oh my. Like, fuck you. This is crazy.
Just
I'm calling Iris. I'm sorry. I gotta call Iris and ask her.
Okay.
I have to. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it anyway.
Don't.
Oh my god, this makes me feel so uncomfortable.
She's livid. She's pissed.
This shit is crazy. And it's fucked up because you can
Hold on.
the girls.
Iris, can I pull you, please?
Yeah.
Can you come here? We're gonna go on soul ties. I'm sorry. We're gonna go on soul ties. That's the fastest place where I can do it. Do you guys mind walking downstairs so that I can talk to her privately?
And see how this was even further about how she was berating other islanders in the house, ruining their fun time. They're literally just trying to enjoy Fiji, and this bitch gets rewarded for intimidating Iris and making it difficult for everybody to be on the island because her tears, her emotional manipulation, her crash out's so important. Come on, let's support her. Come on, let's make a little space for Huda and her fucking crazy.
I don't know if we should stay a little closer. You don't know, but just in case something happening.
What's going on?
Hey, I overheard a lot of what Jeremiah just fucking said. I sat there and listened, but he didn't think I was listening.
Yeah.
Please tell me how that day went.
We just had a conversation, and he said that he was open to getting to explore other connections.
Listen,
It's just everything. I'm
You
so
need to-
sorry, but hearing how happy you guys were today kills me. And I love it for you guys, but knowing that I've sat here crying this entire day.
Knowing that I sat here and cried the entire day and it hasn't had an effect on any of you, nobody gives a fuck, means that I just wasted all the saline in my body and for no reasons. Can somebody give me a freaking Gatorade because I'm totally dehydrated? I don't have no sympathy for this bitch, but I just wanted you guys to hear the ludicrousy, okay, of what these bitches are going through. Okay, let's see. I was going to play us something else. Go ahead and smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you're having a great time, tell a friend, share the video, beat that heart, do what you got to do, okay? There's something else I wanted to show you. So Casa Amor is going to hang out. Casa Amor is happening tonight. So that means everybody gets to switch. They get to switch yet again. And, okay, here we are.
Or Jalen.
Oh, no, that's when they voted Jalen off. I was going to let you guys have last night's vote, but it's not giving me a clip of that. It's giving me a clip of the next time. So, and plus, Huda's been on the chopping block. That was the third time she needed to get saved. And, no, that was the fourth time Huda got saved. She was on the chopping block 3 other times, and the women were like, that's the 3rd time, we're not saving her no more. So then the producers let America save her. Yeah, Jeremiah checked out, and rightfully so. Let's see, what else are we doing? I was going to show you guys this. So the bottom line is I'm very upset that Jeremiah had to go home. Voting sucked. Even though the people I voted to stay did get to stay, I now feel like voting sucked because it did not get Huda gone, which I thought for sure we would have been done with the weight of Huda on this thing. Okay? Here are some recent polls. Because you guys can download the app. It's totally interactive, like I said. And if you go to your app store, and I'm not getting no promo for this or anything, but if you go to your app store and you look up Love Island USA, you download the app, and then you can vote inside the app. So I didn't know that there was more stuff for me to vote on yesterday before the show. And during the show, I did not know until today. So now today, I've already started checking, and I already voted on the things that I could vote on today. But every day, pretty much in the app, there's something to do. So this was one of the things from today. We were thinking that it was looking good for Andrina and Jeremiah to be a new matchup. But Jeremiah had to go home. And now we have some new... We're going to be having some new bombshells come in because there's this thing called Casa Amor. So we have the Love Island. We have the Love Island Villa. That's the main house. The Islanders come in there, bombshells drop in. But then they have Casa Amor. And that's a house where bombshells are. And you go to that house and you drop in. Okay? So... the women get to go to Casa Amor, and so they're going to be there looking at some new men. There's a whole other separate villa that we're going to get introduced to. And it's kind of like Vegas. What happens there stays there. And so if you're already semi-coupled at the house, which right now nobody's really coupled, not for real. They all have interest in connections and taking it further, but nobody's like closed off. So, and that's usually when the biggest test comes, is when you're like, okay, I'm closed off from meeting other people. Is there anything? And, yeah. So they have some new girls coming in, and this is the new girls who are going to be available to Nick, Ace, Taylor, and TJ and Austin. These are the new girls. Here's a better look at them. Here, I'll move me. They're all looking mighty fine, gorgeous. There's more. See, they're gorgeous. And then, but the girls, like I said, so all these girls that you're looking at on my screen right now are going to get dropped in the villa tonight after the girls leave to go to Casa Amor, where these guys will be waiting. So the girls, the Shelly, Olandria, Sierra, Iris, and Huda are all going to go over, and Amaya are all going to go to Casa Amor, where these beautiful hunks of men will be waiting. Now, none of them are as fine as Jeremiah. No, Jeremiah was in a league of his own. But I don't know how old these guys are. But look, I was wondering if they were going to have any Asians on here. And look, we got some Asian Persuasion up on here. He's fine. And then, so we got a flavor for every month. We need an Asian female, I feel. At least then the diversity would be great on both sides. I feel like everybody's very represented. Except, like I said, they don't have any Asian women. So, but maybe that'll be later. Or maybe none. Try it out. I'm not sure how this works. So again, here are the girls that are coming to the villa tonight. And I can already see some flavors that Nick in particular will like, and that Ace in particular will like, because they don't like the girls they're with. They're just sitting all back of the bus style. All back of the bus style, just pacing time, waiting for the next batch to drop, and they got it. And Austin, I don't know that Austin's happy without any real bros for him. I think he's like kind of a bro, you know? And him and Charlie were friends, and him and Jeremiah were friends. And look how production put him in the bottom, so he couldn't help be a word of reason to keep Jeremiah on. This is Ariana Maddox, obviously. This is the look on her face when she sees the guys see the girls, or the girls see the guys. And this is the look on the girls' face when they find out they get to go to Casa Amor. They grabbed their bags and ran for the door. And this is when they get to Casa Amor and the bombshells are sitting there waiting for them to arrive. But like I told you guys though, the bombshells are already on the island watching the show. So these guys have seen Huda's crash out. The girls have seen Huda's crash out. They've been watching the show. The girls, the girls who are coming in saw Jeremiah before they got there and how he responded to getting cussed out by Huda. And that's probably why Adrena was like, oh, he's so sweet. Look how nice he is. He was trying to be nice to that crazy bitch. And so that's why she was like, oh, that's my flavor right there, right? Oh, sorry about that. And then we have, oh, this is all the people talking about Casa Amor. They're so, see, I told you, they do something like this. I don't know. I've seen this. I do this, and I do this. Just because I don't know what the fuck this means. I don't know. And since you don't really know either, I can do whatever finger I feel like. Because you just made this up, boo. I'm a whole 50-something. And this just started happening this year. So I can use whatever finger I like. Okay, because I have no idea. But see, she was doing like this. I look just like her, huh? Look at Huda. I don't think Huda really realizes that they've seen her acting out. She was first to grab her bag and run, because all the guys in the house so far that are new after Huda crashed out have told her straight up, oh no, I just think we're platonic. I don't want nothing with you, darling. Are we okay? I'm not going to get cussed out, am I? Because she showed her entire ass. She was so excited to try to get to the next one. Look at her clicking her heels, leaving after Shelly and Olandria were doing that, and she was laying down. And so I guess she wanted to show us she can do it too. But she was clicking her heels at it. Here are the new bombshell men they get to see. Like I said, these two. This is what the revolving door at Casa Amor. This is what the other villa looks like. It has little nooks and crannies. So these are the girls so far on the island. They call these people the islanders. So these are the people that came in and are currently on the island in episodes 1 and 2. Bella got voted off first. She didn't want to kiss, but when she did, she left with something purple. Then the thing. Shelly walked in the house first with Olandria. So they were set up to be favorites. But they chose Ace and Nick. So the two dudes that I've been mostly complaining about today are Ace and Nick, because as black guys, I felt they should have had the black guys back. But Nick is the one that called himself Jeremiah's best friend. So he gets some too. But anyway, Taylor, the cowboy hat wearing one, the goofball, is her pick. And Ace, the shortest one in the bunch, is her pick. Okay? This is Huda, obviously. Oh, Yulissa. Now, you guys may or may not know, Yulissa walked in the house day one, bombshell, and was, she was a day one bombshell, and she was given the boot, unbeknownst to us. She was given the boot. Sorry, you guys. She was given the boot because she used the hard R with the N-word in a podcast. And then she ran right over to Ace. And I don't know who told on her on the island, because they in quarantine. So I don't know who told on her that by episode 2, Ace was by himself. Okay? So she got voted off. And then Sierra came on a bombshell and took Nick from Bella. So she gets to stay in the house. So Sierra took her. She got voted. She didn't even get voted out. She got kicked out of the house after it was found out she was using racial slurs. Hannah just got voted off last night. She's the Hawk Tuah girl for season 7. And Amaya, she wants to call everybody babe after saying that she called her last boyfriend babe, and that she's in long-term relationships where that's her name for people is babe. And so then you get on Love Island and you calling me babe, but we only been booed up for 2 days. I'm kind of feeling like you're taking things too fast, ma'am. And then here are the boys. So we have Ace, who's a Leo, I believe. And that's what the lion is, and that's his baby face. And then he has Ace on his back. He loves himself so much. I mean, I do have a little Leah, like right here. Can you see it? I have a little Leah on my thing with a heart. And that's my name. But it's not like over my whole back. Anyway, and then we have Austin the pool boy. We also call him 1K. Then we have Jeremiah, who unfortunately got voted off. And then we have Nick, who unfortunately I voted to keep. And then we have Taylor, who I already showed you is with Olandria. Look, he only has of any muscle anywhere, you guys. I don't even think his legs are fully developed. You know how men get men legs and women get women legs at certain ages? And you know our hypothalamuses aren't even fully engaged until we're age 25. So I don't know why a 22-year-old is on this show looking for love if his whole brain isn't even fucking developed yet, and they develop slower. Anyway, and then we have Jalen. Jalen is the first guy who had the freaking effect of the Love Island effect. So Jalen, a good old boy. And he just went, he had never had a passport before. We did a deep dive on him yesterday. He never had a passport before, got a passport to experience Love Island, was voted off in 24 hours. He didn't have a TikTok. He had like 100 people following him on his Instagram. After getting voted off the island, he returned home, started a TikTok, and in 24 hours had 1.5 million followers on his TikTok after being at the villa for 1 day, y'all. That's the Love Island effect. Now, Charlie was still on the island as of the after show on Saturday. And it's interesting that they would let him linger so long on the island when Jalen got voted off after and is already back in Georgia first. But it also has to do, from what I understand, with their mental fragility, and like they do like a mental checkout on their way out, because unfortunately the show was started in the UK, and in the UK they've had like 4 or 5 self-unalivings after the people left the show. And so they're very careful now to make sure they're in the right headspace before they just send them back to the world to read all the mean, nasty tweets about themselves. So, Jalen came on a very strong-minded, strong-willed man. He's feeling very, him and Jeremiah had the same type of quiet, reserved energy, right? And he loves his grandma. And he just went and visited with her on Sunday and wanted to just go talk to her on the porch. And I don't know. I love Jalen. He got voted off too. And I love Charlie too. But Charlie got voted off and Pepe got to stay. And the way Hannah cried when Charlie left, I think she might have hawk-tooed in her hand for Charlie too. But we just missed it. Because she hawk-tooed in her hand for Pepe, like after only knowing him for 24 hours. Like she literally had just finally stopped crying from Charlie and used the last of her tears to like put in her hand. Okay. I'm not judging. I'm just wondering why these girls would get on TV. Your grandma could see this, your aunt could see this, your dad, your uncle, and you're gonna let them see that you hawk-toe in your hand on a show where you guys swap spit all day in less than 24 hours after knowing a fool? Like, that's a lot for me, you guys. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right or proper. I think they're setting themselves up. I mean, will they be able to get jobs later? So imagine Hannah's going to a job interview next week, and the only thing on the guy's mind or the person's in HR's mind is going to be, or Huda's going to go for a job, and they're gonna remember how she mounted and left hickeys all over Jeremiah, and then had a major freaking crash out. It's a lot. It's a lot. So one other thing though, is this wrong? Is this wrong? I was watching a little bit of, I haven't seen today's episode of what's it called yet, Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the clip I saw had Kelly being very, 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 very nasty to Britt, on top of her already being very, 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 very nasty to Britt, in my opinion. You came on Friends, sure, you let her use her glam, but the way that Kelly has been talking about Britt since day one is like her little Napoleon ass is trying to put Britt's tall, statuesque ass in her place by holding things over her head and saying little things. And I don't know. Kelly's a box troll, you guys, and the Bride of Chucky is a good representation of the type of garden gnome she might be. You better be careful. You need to be careful with Kelly, because she's twinning with the Bride of Chucky, and she's doing Bride of Chucky shit. And she wanted us to know she's aggressive. I'm aggressive because, Britt's favorite thing is to call somebody passive aggressive when they're being passive aggressive. And that is a low key burn to get called out on your passive aggressiveness. To which Kelly wanted it to be known, I'm aggressive. I'm aggressive. I'm aggressive. You know? So I thought that was interesting. But you guys, I think that's gonna, look, I'm almost to 2 hours in here talking about this stuff. I'm gonna finish reading these comments, and then we're gonna go. Yep, hit that like button. They better bring Jeremiah back. Yeah, they're gonna bring more people in, like I just showed you. The Casa, if you tune in tonight on Peacock, it's not supposed to come on till 9, you guys, but they air it in real time. So if it's getting shown at 9 on the East Coast, it's getting shown at 6 o'clock here, and we could talk about it together at 6 p.m. I should put a thing up and start going live right after the thing on the day, because I got stuff to do the next day, you know? And this is one of the few shows that you can see immediately and then immediately go live. So I might be making a thumbnail for like 7:30 after I get my thoughts together about Casamigos. I could tell by the way Nick and Sierra picked Jeremiah to leave. Nick said, you know who it has to be. I did hear him when he said that. I did. Yep. Yes. The spinning has been harping for the last 2 days. Yes. Yes, the spinning has been even more worse for the last 2 days since he did that shit on Friday. Exactly. That's why I'm like, are you guys looking outside too, checking your devices, making sure you're not hearing a emergency broadcast system of America come across? Yeah, I'm nervous too, girl. The boys in this season are the worst. Oh, see? I don't know. I'm thinking that this is no way to treat a fucking friend. Drop the link soon, please. I need to stay busy, not go outside. Oh, look. No, I don't even put a link. I didn't put a link for this one. I'm sorry. I didn't make this like so we could go live together because nobody been coming up every time I drop the link. And then my little thing sits there. So, but I will definitely, now that you're going to be watching, I'll drop a link for you, Krista. I'll definitely send you a link, darling. I wish they could bring him back during, yes, the Casa and a, yeah, that would be so good. And let the boys' mouths be on the floor and be like, I thought we got rid of our stiffest competition. Oh, I'm so mad. Ace mad. He mad. I'm going to throw a tantrum right after I bust a move. I'm sorry. I'm giving Ace a very hard time because I expected more from Brother with Brother. I expected more. I think it's rigged a little too. I have seen them bring. Oh wait, she's look. Emerald Petty is here. Pretty is here. Emerald Pretty says, I have seen them bring people back, just not within the same season. Rob and Cassie are an example of people who come back. Oh, so we might be able to see Jeremiah really try to find love in another season. He deserves it more than Huda. At least he knows how to fucking act and treat a bitch. Casey. I kept cheating and looking to see what Reddit said, and people are losing their minds. That's what I'm telling you. We are losing our fucking minds that he got abused further after taking all that abuse. Oh, so Hannah. Unfortunately, Hannah did this. I'll show you. I got all the videos. Put this back up. I got the proof. So Hannah came in a bombshell, and she was booed up with Charlie, but then Charlie got sent home. She cried for a minute, and then she spit in her hand for... See? That's Hannah. See her spitting in her hand right here? This is Pepe. Pepe was also up for elimination last night, and I thought since they had the connection and he wasn't really vibing with nobody else, it would have been perfect to send Pepe home instead of Jeremiah. But like I said, Jeremiah was the gatekeeper to the almost Kim Kardashians. So Hannah got voted off. I don't know that they know that she hawked it in her hand, but they voted her off, talking about we decided to vote her off because she experienced the experience. Huda experienced the experience and they kept her ass. Iris experienced the experience and they kept her ass. Amaya experienced the experience and they kept her ass. So I'm not sure how Hannah got it, except for her weave was on its last thread. So I don't know if they were trying to help her out or what, because in that milk competition, the way her weave was looking so matted and knotty, maybe they was trying to help her out. I don't know. But also, I mean, if you're going to do that, then Sierra, who is Sierra to vote off anybody? Because Sierra had already mounted Nick, who told her in last night's episode that he's not closed off. He don't care that he only lasted 25 seconds, so she might go tell the world. He don't care because he knows there's more holes on the way. There's more holes on the way. I've had your hole. Therefore, I don't need to wait around for your hole. I know exactly how warm and tight it is, and I don't need to go there again. I want to test more holes, and if I do find a less tight, less wet one, then I might circle back to you, Sierra. But in the meantime, I'm going to experience the experience. And I hope Sierra does too, because I would never have mounted Nick. Whatever was on his lip was just clearing up in this picture. Like he woke up the next day and there was still evidence of something on his lip and she couldn't wait to ride him. Okay. And what else is happening? Yeah. That's pretty much it, you guys. Let me come back to your comments. Put Ariana up there. Jeremiah was open the whole time and going on dates. Yep, he was exploring. He, just like Huda, at the time, I think the boys wanted him to be a dog because he's fine. He did. Him and his Adonis belt were fine, okay? They're saying the app is broke. Okay, so I know for a fact, I talked about it here on Saturday, how me and my mom, Mama Curves, were trying to get her vote registered. I voted at 7:03. My vote went through. Mom called me at 7:23. So 20 minutes exactly after my vote went through, the app wouldn't work for her no more. She couldn't get the app open at all. They had extended voting to the next day. We still couldn't get the app to work for her. It kept looping her into registering again and then finally said voting was closed. So perhaps they do need to really do a recount if the app broke in the thing. Maybe, all the people that got locked out from voting, they would have voted for Jeremiah perhaps and Ace wouldn't have won. How the fuck did Taylor win over Ace? Nothing got Jeremiah in this situation except his good looks and girls wanting him. I know, right? It stopped the voters. Yeah, so they broke the app maybe because Jeremiah was doing too many things and Huda was doing too many things the other way. So the app glitched out and couldn't work until enough people came back, and then they decided to, yeah, I don't know. Hey, level 8 is ripe. OMG, they have to bring him back. They're admitting the app wouldn't allow. Oh, I hope so. See, that would be a wonderful thing if they could make it right, because then he had to go listen to fake, I'll see you when I get out, bro. You were my best bros from this haters. So if he didn't go down, Jeremiah might not have been voted off the island. You're right. Jeremiah said he goes to therapy and reads, and the other boys said he got to go, right? They were like, you read and go to therapy? Oh, we got to get him out of here. Haters. Yep. Mama Curves. Agreed. Her first words walking in the, Shelly, hey, bitches. I told you guys. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm calling her a bitch. You like it? It's a term of endearment for you. It's a term of endearment for me too. Really, bitch? Huda even love bombed Hannah. Yep, she was telling Shelly and Sierra that they like her sisters and Olandria. She absolutely didn't like Hannah. Yep, while saying she loved her. Yeah, because she wanted to get at Pepe and she never told. And that's the other reason why I was surprised that Hannah got voted off, because I'll show you. 1 million people voted for Hannah pretty much they voted for Hannah over, who's it's called? Huda. Where is it? Here it is. So this question right here, this number is how many people voted that Huda did Hannah wrong. So if 1 million people thought Huda did Hannah wrong, I could by proxy guess that 1 million people thought Hannah should stay over Huda, but Huda ended up being safe and Hannah ended up being voted off. But look, 1 million people voted that Huda had crossed a line with her friend Hannah. 982,000 people. Is it 82,000? Oh, no, I can't see it right there. But you get the picture. So we were making our votes, and they don't know about this vote. But it's almost like they do, huh? Because they sure did pick the one that was almost a fan favorite. People liked Hannah. I didn't mind Hannah. She was cute. She was sweet. She was like so many girls I know. Just fun. Yes. So I don't also like that Huda is gonna and has had. She got a bold interest. She had a secret. She's a mom. A high profile connection with Jeremiah. And she's already had emotional highs and lows. Some people call her relatable. They think that, she's hurt. She's vulnerable. She's a crash out. She's made mistakes. She gets defensive. Like, she's so human. They don't want to make her a villain, right? But also, I feel like Jeremiah being so nice to Huda ended up being his demise also, because it was a nice juxtaposition for her crazy. And had he met her crazy with crazy, then it would have made her look worse. But because he was gentle with her, it humanized her, you guys. You see what I'm saying? His gentleness with his abuser humanized her enough that we're all like, oh, she's just hurt, because he's willing to see her as, oh, just hurt. At least in my psychological mind. Okay. People hope she'll get it together. People feel invested in her growth. She's half cross-eyed and cries a lot, but I don't know that this island is the best place for her. I really don't think so. I think that Huda honestly is emotionally arrested in her development, perhaps at age 19. And whatever happened between her and her baby daddy, the level of immaturity we saw from her, it was a complete temper tantrum. Have you guys ever seen Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory? And remember that little girl who's like, I want a lollipop, daddy. I want a lollipop. I want some gum, daddy. And she went and got that gum, and then she blew up like a big ass blueberry because she got what she wanted, because she had that temper tantrum. And her dad was like, you can't tell me no. Remember all that? Yeah, I had to take it way back there because that's what she reminded me of. I'm going to have to Google that shit. Who was the little girl in Willy Wonka? Little girl in Willy Wonka bubblegum. Can somebody beat me to it in the comments? Let's see. Are you guys paying attention? Ooh, lots of comments. Prosperity thick girl 40s at my house. What you say, girl? It must be a new day. You ain't been through in like... It's been a long ass time. Nice to see you in the chat, sis. Yeah. I don't know why you can't see the comments. I don't know. Hi. Thanks for coming through though. Has been a while. I must rate high today, you guys. Yeah, I must rate. Maybe it's because I got to 3K. I'm in somebody's algorithm or something. I don't know. Oh, so this means you ate? Is this little teeny tiny bites? Because this means I ate. Okay? We trying to be cute and demure and mindful? Is this a cute mindful eating? Am I supposed to do it like this with my fingers bent? Am I supposed to, is it like this? 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 Like, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm going to cover all the bases. That's why if it was about eating, it was this. I like big bites. Okay? Who invented this shit anyway? Oh, you ate. That's so silly. But I'm going to keep on doing it though. I don't like the fact that the bombshells can watch the show and possibly see what America is saying. Yeah, I don't know that they see what America is saying, but they definitely see what the islanders are doing and how they're acting. So the way TJ didn't want to boo up with Huda, Pepe came in and he saw Huda act out, so he didn't want to boo up with Huda. But TJ had been watching what happened and saw that he didn't want to hook up with Huda. Okay? Someone will still want Huda on. Yep. Only to get back in the villa, right? I would love it if the guys dust off Huda. That would be so good. I still believe production switched Huda and Amaya votes. Yes. And Ace and Jeremiah votes. Oh. Yeah, well, because Ace had 10%, I think. And, no, wait. Taylor, somebody told me earlier the percents. But, okay, so the girl in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory who was super duper spoiled brat and blew up in a blueberry, that was Violet Bergodard. She was the bratty little girl who chose the gum to be a champion, as she put it. And then she didn't want to be a loser like Charlie, remember? Yeah. Willy Wonka, Chocolate Factory, Violet blows up like a big old blueberry. Remember? And she's like, Daddy, Daddy. I'll take the Asian. Ooh, yes, the Asian was fine. Let's put him back up there for you. I thought the Asian was good looking too. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Here he is. Isn't he fine? Isn't he fine? He's kind of given a little Ace energy, but I hope that he's at least a little older, because Ace is also 22, so that could be all of his emotional immaturity and insecurity right there, is because not only is his hypothalamus not fully engaged for another 3 years, but he's, immature, period. So, yeah. And immature people always want what the next person has. Who else do we think is a good boo up? So we're thinking the Asian guy for Shelly. I like this one up top. What's he got on him? He got some wolves. Who's this lady? What's all this skin ink? I don't know. He looks fun. Oh, I like his muscles. He looks like, oh my God. Does Ashley know? Does Ashley from Real Housewives of Potomac know that Josh went to Love Island? Doesn't this look like Ashley Darby's Josh, kinda? The guy who she was courting last season, and now she's on the thing with him in this season. He looks kind of young. I don't know about him. I don't know. Let me see some more comments. Oh, look. Derugi is saying, no Huda, no show. I beg to differ. I think this show would go spot fine with no Huda. Okay? I beg to differ. Where's my beg me line? Where's the beg button? Because I beg to differ. I know that the show would most definitely carry on without Huda. Most definitely. Yeah. They didn't receive like an hour of votes. And longer than that. My mom, voting was supposed to be open initially from 7 to 9:30 p.m. 2.5 hours to vote. She tried to vote from 7:23, I told you, to 9:30. We kept trying to load in and vote, and it wouldn't let us vote. And then the next day we heard it was still open, and we went again, and it still wasn't able to vote. It was longer than an hour that we could not fucking vote. Way longer. And if the only thing they have to run is an app, then they need to get their shit together. You got one job. Hurricane Huda. Manipulative, yes. She sat down like she heard everything Jeremiah said, then told Iris to yell, what happened. It was to manipulate everything. She's a high-key manipulator. Yes, Jalissa. The Islanders always get the last say. We never actually get to vote anybody off. Darn. Georgia was absolutely manipulative and a liar. See, I don't know these people. I didn't know. Ace has a short man syndrome. Napoleon much? Yes. And he was jealous of Jeremiah's having like 2 heads on him. Meaning he was 2 heads higher than Ace was. When Olandria said she was reciprocating, I said, reciprocating what? Me too. I'm like, what did Taylor do that you missed, that we missed? Did he take a shower? Is that what he did? He didn't smell like ass today, so you reciprocated by giving him a bowl of grapes? Huda even loved Bomb Hannah. Oh, yeah, we said that part. Let's see. I'm coming all the way down to the bottom. Oh, Jesus had Al Pacino tatted on him, and he acted like a... I can see my name, but the comments she was reading, I couldn't see those. Oh, that's weird. I don't know. All the comments are right here, and you have full vision. So, I need Love Island bombshell POV. Oh, that would be good. Emerald, that would be so good to see like what their process of thoughts is and why they want to break up who and why they're looking for the crack where. That would be good. I don't see your name highlighted. Oh my gosh. Well, I see you. I can see you. Let me see if I see you on my other screen. I can see you actually in my chat. But that happens to me sometimes. I'll be in people's chat and I can't see what the people are saying. I was like, did that person block me or something? I don't know. But yeah, if you're a moderator in here, you should be able to see the scene. You should be able to see it. But I'm checking over here real quick. So if I put on... Do you have top chat on or do you have live chat on? That's one thing. Somebody's using your card. Oh, I'm excellent. Prosperity, thanks. How you been? So yeah, you should be able to see everything. Oh yeah, I had scrolled up. Oh, thanks, Carrie. I started where the comments had rested from me changing the last picture. So they were way far up there. And now I came back down to the bottom to see what you guys are talking about. I can't believe I didn't remember the name. It's Violet. Yes. And she turned the color violet. Yes. Yes. You deserve to be rated high. Huda is possibly undiagnosed. That's what I'm saying. She really had no emotional or physical control. And look, people tell me I kind of take it too far when I do think this, but I think this because I'm a mother, not because I'm downing her mothering. I think this because I'm a mother. And so what I wonder is she able to all of a sudden have control or patience when she's dealing with her daughter or her child? Because she had zero emotional control and knows she's being filmed, knows these are strangers. She knows it's going to go on television, and she couldn't even control herself from lying in front of cameras to make herself, in her mind, because we saw the cameras, we saw what we saw, but her lying makes it in her mind the way that she said. So is she gaslighting her daughter too? I don't know. And that's just a question. Like I said, I'm not talking about her mothering. I'm asking because I'm a mother, right? You voted for Jeremiah. Yeah, you thought he was vulnerable. It was the first hour, didn't register. They should bring him back and just revote. They should do that. They should say, or right now, the producer should allow another special casting vote to see and revote this time. And if Jeremiah, well, but now that he got voted off, people will overvote for him. So I don't think that it would be true still. Now it's like, they just fucked up. They just fucked up. They just fucked up. I don't know how they can make it right. Yeah, let's see. Is this a Housewife Kids good? Is the Housewife Kids show good? Yeah, we like Next Gen. We liked it. You know, I don't complain. I'm good. Yeah, exactly. How's estheticianing going? I saw you got your baby graduated. That was a cute graduation. I don't think she could see the comments, though. You didn't have to retract anything. Yeah. So, you guys, that's pretty much it for Love Island. They can bring him back in case. Did you count 6 new Casa Boys in the picture? Let me see. So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 of them. Those 3 up top. And those 3 on the bottom. So that's 6. And then for the girls, we have 5. Those 3 up top and those 2 on the bottom. Yeah. So no, Jeremiah, he got voted off. I don't know, maybe the people are listening. They already did the wrong thing by letting Jalen go home. They would have, I'm hearing now. Oh, I'm sorry if you guys are hearing all my little movements right here. But I'm hearing also now that the show likes popular people because it makes the show popular. And for them to have let Jalen go home, and then he blew up to, after being on the show for 24 hours, he had 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 TikTok followers. And after 1 day of being on the show, he got, where are they? Trying to show you. Up a little further. He went from a couple hundred followers on Instagram to 204,000 followers when I had last checked the other day. I can actually pull it up right now and see if he got any more, because it's crazy. And from what I understand, now the people from the show are like, oh no, we shouldn't let him go. because everybody loved him and look how popular he is. They could have totally monetized on that or something, you know? So as of today, he got an additional 15,000 followers on his Instagram in the last 24 hours. Because I did a thing on him yesterday. And now he's up to 220,000 followers on his TikTok, on his Instagram. And on his TikTok, he didn't have a TikTok. He got voted off the island. He came home, he started a TikTok. He got 1.4 million followers in 24 hours. You see, at the time of this picture I snapped, he'd only had 5 things posted and they were all reposts from his Instagram. I'm checking his TikTok right now to see if that number went up from the Love Island effect. We're looking up, his name is Elite.Brown. Doing a search for Elite.Brown. Let's see, there he is. He went from 1.4 million followers yesterday to 1.5 million followers. Okay? People want him to do all kind of stuff. The Hilton is already sending him on a trip. Yeah, and let me see. I had checked Jeremiah's stuff earlier. Let me see now what it is. Because Jeremiah had about 100,000 people on his Instagram already. And now when I look up Jeremiah, I don't know what his TikTok account is. Let's see that. Oh, here he is. Is this you? Oh, his TikTok and his other stuff is called Find Jeremiah. So let's go see. Find Jeremiah. There he is. So he already had a TikTok account. And he had a lot of videos on it already, getting good views. But now we're going to see. Oh, he's up to 500,000 followers. I'm going to go ahead and follow Find Jeremiah. And so he has 500,000 followers on his TikTok already. And on his Instagram this morning, he had about 100 and something this morning. And ooh, he already went up 100,000. He's already up to 216. He had about 100 and he was 100 and less than 50,000 on his TikTok. I mean on his Instagram this morning. And now since I've just made the thing, came live here, he's up to 216 followers now on his Instagram. So he's got 100,000 followers in a couple hours so far today. Okay? In a couple of hours. Let's see. So then after the people leave the island, they get phone calls from the people who voted them off.
Hey Jeremiah. It's gonna be hard making fun of Pepe just by myself. You being one of my best friends here, it kills me to see you go. I'm sure you think maybe you could have done things differently or you don't agree with our decision, but it's something we had to make as a group. I hope you know that I truly enjoy getting to know you and becoming such a close friend of yours, bro. And I'm gonna see you on the outside, my brother.
Jeremiah. It's all that comes out of my mouth these days, huh? I just want to let you know that I cherished everything that we had, and
Don't forget about me. I'm gonna miss seeing your face in here. Even though you probably don't know it, but sometimes I get cute just to see if you'll look. I'm gonna miss your annoying ass laugh and the faces we make at each other from across the room, even though they got worse and worse as time went on, but it was still your face. Remember that we all love you, and I want you to know that, like, you have a family for life. I don't want to say love you. It's weird, but love you. Bye.
Hi, Jeremiah. I'm Sally. Nice to meet you. Did you like your messages?
I did.
Yeah, you were giggling.
Yeah, it's hard to hear, but they're cute.
I'm glad you like them. That's not all I have for you today.
Oh, Lord.
What do you mean, oh Lord? It's a good thing.
No, yeah, surely. Sure.
I have some photos for you. I'm going to give you your best caption. Okay? Ready?
That's a cute ass photo. That's day one.
Yeah. Wow, y'all look good.
First date. Hashtag first date.
That's how it all began.
Yeah, literally.
How's that feel? See, to look at.
Honestly, I'm not mad at it. Like, I don't regret nothing I did, so honestly, it's a really cute photo, so.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, I love that. That's really beautiful.
The guys. Damn, bro, that takes me back. I don't even got a caption for that. Just the guys. Honestly, that's the caption.
The guys.
Yeah, we flick up almost every night before we popped out, and I'm definitely gonna miss that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Who is your favorite of the guys?
The person that was always there for me no matter what was Austin. Like, at the end of the day, the person that was always there for me was Austin. You know, I got really close with Nick too, so yeah.
I love it. The guys.
The guys. Alright, bro. Alright, bro. This here is crazy. What? Yo, that is hilarious. Ain't no way. Other people haven't seen this, right? No, that is
Well,
because I heard the sounds.
Unfortunately,
Out.
you're on the interweb.
I'm gonna caption this. Hashtag ouch. Goddamn. That hurt. I remember hearing that turning around. No, that is funny. Oh, y'all are evil. Why y'all? Who took this?
This is like, hang this up in the loop.
No.
Good.
That is actually hilarious. Oh my! Oh, my sister's finna cook me. Oh my goodness. No, that's bad.
Thanks for hanging with me. You
Anytime,
did really good. Jeremiah, everyone. Woo!
That was him seeing the
Busted out the
picture. So they don't know that we get to see all the stuff that's happening in the house? Are they only picking people that have never seen Love Island before and have no idea that everything you just did in that piece was filmed and the people at home are going to see this shit? And that he's like, who's seen this? All of us, fool. All of us saw you in those leather Speedos tied up like this on the X getting freaking your mouth investigated by randos. We all saw that. So did your mom, and your sister is going to blow you up, you said? Yeah, because we already saw it. She's like waiting for you to get back to your phone. You have a message from your sister right now, Jeremiah. We all already saw it. Why did he think that we hadn't seen that? Why did he say you guys are messed up? I'm confused. Like, so they know they're going to an island to get filmed for Love, and it's televised, right? And he's the one in therapy. He be talking to somebody and he still got questions, y'all. I got questions now too, because that didn't seem like the right response to seeing a picture of something that happened in the house. Of course we saw it. I'm going to see it again tonight, fool. People are saying they're glad that Jeremiah recognized that Austin was the real one because the other ones are haters. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Bianca. It's interactive. I told you guys we needed slap-o-vision. Well, now we can dial it in. We're like, kick that bitch off. You get my vote? Okay. And then we wait. Is she voted off? No? Darn. But you at least got to participate. They showed it to him. Yeah, so we get to participate. You guys need to download the app. It's a Love Island app on your phone. Love Island USA. Has to be USA to participate in this particular show. It's on for 6 weeks. We're at day 18 of 6 weeks. That's a great question. So out of 6 weeks, that's 42 days into 6 weeks. And we're at day 18. So we have plenty of days left for mess, new holes, bombshells, and woes. Okay. And so you guys download the app and you can vote on if they made the right decision and the next decisions. So I was just showing you how after we already voted for who we wanted, the other questions for today's vote were, where'd they go? The other question, up again. Did you see that long pause? I was all looking. Up again. Did you see that long pause? I was all looking. Okay, so which boy do you think is getting dumped tonight? I could have asked this last night. 300,066, 419 fans answered. I was the 419th fan to answer, and my answer was the I wanted Pepe to go off. I thought Pepe would have got dumped, but everybody else thought it was going to be Austin. See, 60% of the people thought Austin was going to go. And then another question was, and so it's all interactive, Bianca. It's so fun. That's what makes it so much freaking fun. Okay, and then there was this one. Which girl did you think was going to go home? And I thought for sure Iris would have went home. 40% thought Huda would go home, but she ended up staying. And then, what's another question? Was this the same question? Yeah. And then we got to vote also for, Sierra and Nick. So I showed you guys the picture how Sierra mounted Nick after his HERPOD cleared up. And he only lasted 25 seconds. And she was still willing to give him another chance to make it longer than 25 seconds. And he should have been very grateful for that. But because he already had some of her hole, she's like, well, do you think it's time to close it off? And he's like, no. Do you think it's time to close it off? No. Well, that was only 25 seconds. 25 seconds is all I need. I'm telling you. Look, so you could vote. My vote was, I was supposed to keep pressing the screen to make it go over to make it official. But because I already knew the outcome, I left it where it was because I already know that Nick told her that he was keeping it open because all he needs is 25 seconds to check the depth, the tightness, and the moisture of said hole. Yeah, I said it like that. Okay, so the girls sent Hannah packing. What were my thoughts? I said, sad, but I get it, along with 24% of the other people. 34% of the people were like, that was a shock. Another vote from today was, Jeremiah got booted by the boys. Surprised 577,300, and I was the 67th person voted. That I was totally motherfucking surprised that those cock-blocking, hating ass fools that he called bros would have voted him off the island instead of just step up their game and naturally compete against the best alpha male on set. But no, when you're a freaking loser, you're not going to compete. You're not going to really want to compete. You're just going to want to take your competition out at the knees, huh? But I figured out the voting too. So your vote is in a different color. My vote is in yellow. My other votes were in red. And I voted along with 58% of the people, and we were totally surprised. But 41% of the people were expecting Nick, Ace, and Taylor to hate on Jeremiah. Let me see. Was there one more vote I caught? I think so. Ooh, Anna, Amaya, Jeremiah. Oh, what was this one? Oh, this was the percentages. So last night, even though the vote already was calculated and I couldn't have really saved him, I could have voted to think who do I think was gonna stay, and or who do I think should have got voted off between these people now that they were in the bottom. It wasn't gonna affect the vote though because the House wasn't gonna get that for information. It was totally up to the remaining Islanders to decide who went home, and I, along with how many other people? Let me see. I, along with a small percentage of other people, thought that Pepe should go home. 74% of the people thought it should have been Austin. That's because I told you he sent his peen to 1,000 people, and you don't just turn that type of behavior off. Plus, he don't really know what he wants. He wanted somebody to pay attention to him, got somebody to pay attention to him, and he wants them to leave him alone so he can send his dick to the next person. I wasn't surprised at all that Nick told us in the milk challenge, right? He looks real surprised too. Yep. Not the depth, tightness, and moisture. He already know. There's no reason to hang around and find out. Ace came fourth. Yep. In who do you think the saddest they left? The vote was off. Jeremiah should not have been in the bottom. Nope. Bianca says, okay, I'll be hitting you up. Yep. I'm going to binge it tomorrow for sure. Yeah, you know, and then when you get caught up, we can watch it real time together. Look, you can join the call with me and with Mama Curves, and we could be on a three-way now, and we could all be like, what time are you at? Oh, at 5 minutes? I'll wait till you catch up at 8 minutes, and all watch it together, girl. It's so much fun. Except for that by having my mom watch the show with me, she did have to watch porn. We saw softcore porn on this show when she hawked it in her hand, and my mom was like, and the covers were moving like they were doing sex. Because Pepe was doing those long strokes sideways. We saw he was doing like long. He even did a little circle at one time on his side. It was long strokes back. Long strokes back. She woke up so happy the next morning kissing his back. And then she got voted off the island. Yeah, you need to watch Prosperity. It's called Love Island. There are plenty of episodes left. We're only on episode 18 out of 42 episodes. Every night like a fucking soap opera. If you're hooked on Beyond the Gates, if you've been watching Beyond the Gates for a soap opera, now you have another something to watch that's like a soap opera, but it's interactive. Okay? Because on Beyond the Gates, I'm going to need them to speed it up sometimes when they get to that crazy lady Leslie. I wish there was an app for that. I would be like voting. Yes. They forgot the cameras are on. Yep. I wasn't surprised at all. Yeah, you love it? Yeah, that would be so cool. I'm gonna text you my number later. So when you get caught up, you can call, and as long as you call right before or even during, then hey, look, me and Mom will rewind it, and we can set the alarm and I'll start watching at 6:15, 9:15 your time. Because since it's on Peacock, it's on demand, but it's happening because of our vote. So like last night, I watched episode 18 at 6 p.m. California time because it aired at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so we get to watch together. The decisions were already made, but we all got to vote on Friday. So now we all get to vote again this week. We'll get to do another vote after they go to Casamigos. I keep calling it tequila. I don't get paid for that. But the Casa Amor, where they go and they swap some more spit. And all the games, oh my God, did I even tell you about all the swapping of the spits and all of that and the cold sores? No, don't worry about it. Go back and look at the last video. I kind of don't want to remind myself. But so while they're at the Casa Amor game, they're going to be doing all kind of other rub up, kiss up, grab up, grind, wine. I don't know. You're going to have some hard decisions to make. And when I say hard, I mean hard. Ooh, and hopefully wet. Look, we can't let the guys have all the fun. So not only hard, but wet. Because the girls need love too. Okay? Make me wet, make me water, make me lose my mind if I holler. Right? We need the girls to get in on some of that too, okay? Okay? You're not watching Behind the Gates either? Well, now you'd have to catch up. You'd have to watch like 28, 107 episodes to try to catch up on that nonsense. But it's pretty good. I do like Beyond the Gates, but I've been tempering myself. Like I'll watch like 5 episodes and then won't watch for 5 weeks and then watch 2 or 3 episodes. And I'm like, they still talking about the same shit. But I do want to find out if Leslie's going to get hers or not. I do want to find that out. Oh, goodness. I would have been on the floor watching that scene with y'all. I was so embarrassed. Remember back in the day when you were a youngster and you were watching an R-rated movie with your mom and dad because they let you, and then there was a sex scene. It was so awkward and you could hear all the noises and they would be like, cover your eyes, or the day that you didn't have to cover your eyes and you're like just high-key embarrassed at your parents watching you watch sex. Like it was just weird, right? So yeah, so that was kind of what it was given when mom had to like, she was like, what they doing? I was like, Mom, they're doing it. She's like, it? I was like, yeah. It's like, you don't see the covers move? She said, it looks like it. And then when Sierra got on top, she said, already? She said, that thing on his lip hasn't healed yet. You guys, I get it honest. I get it from my mama. We be asking too many questions. We nosy as heck. Okay? Yes. Corey's in the house. As a germaphobe, I can't with the kissing too many people. Look, I'm going to show y'all what happened. And they're trying to tell me, they're trying to convince me that Nick's situation wasn't what my lion eyes saw, but was rather, so they're trying to tell me that this thing on Nick's lip was from playing American football and somebody gave him an elbow right there on his lip. So, from one germaphobe to another, Corey, does that look like a football injury? I'll put a 1 for yes and a 5 for no. Can you give it to me, please? A 1 for yes, that's from football. A 5 for no. I've never seen a football injury look that round and bubbly before. Okay. Yep. That's what I'm thinking. That's pretty much what I'm thinking. But they got on the After Sun show and had Charlie give the story about how he hurt his lip because they were playing football and he wanted to win by any means necessary and accidentally elbowed this boy's lip. But what I'm saying is, look, what I'm saying is if this really was just a football injury, then why didn't anybody in the house kiss for 2 days until that shit cleared up? Why? Okay. And this is a good picture because for some reason all the pictures I do get off the thing, they come out kind of pinkish because the whole set is so pink and purpley. Like all the undertones on the pictures are very pink. So, but that right there, it was really big and really gross. And then it got smaller and smaller and smaller. And it went from a circle to like just a little. And I've just never seen a football injury that was a perfect circle. I'm starting to wonder if they're all actors. I don't know. Right? Well, genital warts. Oh, on your mouth already? Yeah, they're saying that, they're like, oh, everybody has herpes simplex #1. I was like, I don't. I do not get cold sores. I do not get them. Sam, I am. I have not. I'm not trying to kiss, drink, slurp, steer straws, nothing. You're not spitting that milk in my mouth. Get the fuck away from me. How about that? So he had the remnants of this on his lip, and the next day they did this. So it cleared up a little bit. She mounted him that night, and then they played this game. And everybody in the house all played the game too. Where'd it go? They all played this game right here. They got down to the milk and I'm going to show you guys. It was so gross to me. So right after his thing cleared up, they played this game, you guys, where they go to a farm, and this is Nick. He just had that, he still has remnants of it on his lip in this picture. He squirts milk in his mouth. Then he spits the milk into an open girl's mouth. Then that girl goes and kisses another random person, and that's after, wait, I'm out of order. So first, you have a partner, but you kiss a random other person's mouth. You don't kiss your partner's mouth. Then, with your partner, they take the milk in their mouth. Then that person spits the milk into another girl's mouth. Then they take the milk that was transferred from that mouth to that mouth. They put it in a bucket. And then they took the bucket down in this picture down here, and they pour it on another person's head, or in another person's, on another person's head is where it was supposed to be. But I think Hannah got voted off also because of this. So up here is Hannah. So this is Hannah. And when they were going to pour the milk on her head, she just tossed her head back and opened her mouth. Look, her mouth is open. This is milk. They just spit back and forth into each other's mouths and spit in a bucket. They tell her she's the side chick or something, and whatever the person's answer was, they got the milk. They throw it in her mouth. She tossed her head back like it was a cum shot, you guys. She threw her head back like she had already had the $100,000 and a great healthcare system to go get checked out at afterwards. After they literally, and then this is Amaya. This is another girl. See how big open her mouth was to have the guy who sent his dick to 1,000 people spit in her mouth? He sent his dick to 1,000 people, had sex with 108 people, and she opened her mouth up this big. She opened her mouth up this big to accept his spit into her mouth, you guys. And then they ended it like this. Like it was just so sexy. And then you know what they did? They did the whole thing all over again. There was 6 people. There was 6 couples. There was 5 couples and 3 single people in this episode. So 6 couples is 12 people plus 3 more. And they all participated in this game right after this. This was still, he still had a mark on his lip. And they went and played this game. And this is him. And then they did this. You guys. Look how many people never had a cold sore. That's so weird because they're trying to make me believe that, oh, everybody has herpes simplex. And if we got to test it for it today, then you would even have the antibodies for it. And that means you could get a cold sore. And all you need to do is get stressed out and you can pop a cold sore out. And it's a high stress situation. And since everybody already has the thing in there, they didn't even test for herpes when they came in this bitch. They're testing for like what? HIV, chlamydia, AIDS. Let's see what the CDC panel says you should test for, because that's what they're testing for, is what this CDC STI panel test. Screening recommendations. HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, hepatitis B, C, and the herpes simplex virus. But they took off herpes specifically because they decided that everybody has the antibodies for it. And so how they actually test to see if that was a herpod or not, the only way to test to see if that's actually a herpod, since he already has the antibodies in him, is to actually swab the actual herpod and test that. And then you know for sure whether or not that's herpes. But I don't know that they did that. So they're able to tell me to shut the fuck up. Oh, and I have to say allegedly. I'm sorry. Did I mention allegedly this is a herpod? Well, allegedly, because I'm not a doctor. I'm just going by what my eyeballs saw. And if I Google a cold sore on freaking Google, then it's going to look the same as this shit. So that's where I get my crazy thoughts. Okay. If your mouth touches somebody's genitals, then you can get it on your lips. That's what I'm saying. They try to act like this isn't that bad and not that contagious. But if you have this on your lips, sir, and then I kiss your lip, and then I let your lips kiss my twat, then isn't that how I get from herpes simplex number 1 to herpes simplex number 3? I don't know. I'm not trying to fucking find out either. But that's all the more reason to be showing me you're practicing safe sex in Love Island, so that I'm not imagining all these poor, beautiful bombshell girls going home riddled with cold fucking sores. It's disgusting. Yeah, we're not trying to kiss all that. We never had the chicken pox or cold sores. We're not getting none. Yes. Into an open girl's mouth, like water falling in her mouth from your spit. That's not intimate. That's fucking nasty. Me and my husband have tried a lot of intimate, freaky McFuckerson things in our relationship. And never in my Scorpio husband's life has the thought crossed his mind that while we're, open your mouth and let me spit in it. No, bitch. Even on freaking Sinners, when she was drooling and he was like, baby, why are you drooling? She says, you want to taste it? And then she spits in his mouth. That's fucking nasty, debased shit. That's some demon shit. That's why that demon vampire was like, you want to taste it? And then she hawked in his mouth, you guys. And he was like, ooh, he was so turned. I don't know. That's like, I need to ask ChatGPT, what kind of freaking weird fetish is that? I'm sorry. Oh. My friend told me stop thinking about it, but I can't. Because more is coming. This is just episode 18. They have 42 episodes to fill. And if they're spitting in people's mouth in episode 18, that means they're going to have to come up with a lot more interesting stuff to gross me the fuck out. If by episode 16, you was spitting in a bitch's mouth. How are you going to top that and keep me interested? I heard they use ketchup sometimes too. Disgusting. It's very nasty, Prosperity. Ain't nobody spitting anything into my mouth. My man can't. That's what I'm saying. And it's not sexy. I mean, I love a good cum shot. Now, I will say this. Okay, you guys are going to get a little TMI as far as what I find sexy, okay? So spitting in my mouth, not sexy. If at the time of ejaculation you stand up and you spray it all over me, I love that shit. I'm sorry, but I do. But we're in an intimate, monogamous relationship, and I know that it's not just anybody's jizz. So, like, I'm willing to accept that. Like, I think it's just so sad. I'm like, oh my God. Bravissimo. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like just spit, no, bitch. Yes. Your stomach's not strong enough? Yeah. What about Rona and the letters still around? Forget about. Yes, the HPV too. Yeah. Who would make anyone in this game, and why would anyone? That's what I'm trying to say. I need to see rubbers. I need to see mouthwash, mouth rinse. I need to see antiseptic. I need to see antibacterial freaking chapstick. I need to see you wash and rinse your mouth out after you kiss this fool before you spit anything into the next bitch's mouth. That's what I need to see. James Estrada, thank you. No, Jenna, thank you for coming through. That just made their own strain of the virus. They just made their own strain of the virus with this shit. Look at, they just made their own strain of the virus. Oh, remember during the demic, they would have those videos of college kids who were stuck in dorms, testing fate, spitting in each other's mouth. That's just now. Who fucking does that? Whose child are you that you think literally making a hawk and spitting it in the next person's mouth is cool or funny or should be done? You know it wasn't me. You know it wasn't none of my sons in there. None of my daughters was in that video. But they in this video. You see Shelly right there. Shelly had to get her mouth spit in. Ace had to do the spitting and then go kiss somebody who had just had their mouth spit in. It's disgusting. They make you all part of this huge humiliation ritual. It's not interesting. It's disgusting. Yep. Disgusting, but y'all know today's person messing up, spit in their mouth. Look, I don't do the booger game. I don't do the spit. You know, people get their ass whooped for spitting on people. And you're spitting in my mouth and you think we're not fighting? We do think we're not fighting? And they all have to participate. Shelly was like, oh, I'm not doing that. They were like, yes, you are, bitch. You want this $100,000 almost at the end? Get the spit in your mouth. Emerald says, yes, there are so many young people watching this show, not just grown folks. And these young minds are impressionable. These young minds are being conditioned to believe if you have a herp pod on your lip and he got a little alien right here. And that was the first sign. And then he got a full on herp pod right here. And then they're convincing these girls that, oh, there's nothing to worry about. All you have to do is wait till it's almost gone before you can spit in everybody's mouth and swap spit too, girl. No, that's irresponsible. Irresponsible. Right? Your kids wouldn't, but this isn't school. This is the island where they can get fame from this. They get deals. They get exposure for their brands. And if they get to the end, there's $100,000 that they could win. That's on site, right? Not enough money to have that in my mouth. No, we're not doing that. It's a lot. It's a lot. But hey, they said the UK version is way worse. They're saying America is very tame compared to the UK version. So anyway, you guys, we've been on here for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up like they need to over on Love Island before they have any more sex scenes. And in the meantime, remember there's enough to go around. If you do download the app, come back and let me know. We can post each other. We can vote together. I'll be posting my votes sometimes over here. I usually do them over on my Instagram. But no, you said about the video at college during the right during the pandemic. Did you see that video? Yeah, that was disgusting. The kids were like, this is so fun. We're locked down on a pandemic. Come spit in my mouth. Ugh. I'm sorry. Anyway, you guys, I love you. Hey, Krista Marie, I think that little star means that you're a freaking member. Thanks for coming through, member. She's one of our channel sponsors today. Thank you. Yeah, you kids would have got expelled for that. Right? We saw who was in the video. They were still at school. Yep. Anyway, you guys, this has been so much fun. I hope I got somebody interested in watching this debauchery with me so that when I do come back and talk about it, you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? Remember what I always say, there's enough to go around, so go get some and download the fucking app so we can try to keep our fave from getting voted off next time, and I promise I'll do it right. I promise I'll do it right. I'm not voting for any more cold sores. I'm only voting for STI-free people. Not watching had enough ashes. Right? Well, you can come back here and find out where the next outbreak is. In the meantime, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video, and so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. Okay? And this has been Love Island. Warning, jealousy, warning, 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 jealous haters, warning. Hopefully something can get done though, and they'll pay attention to all the people complaining that Jeremiah went home far too soon. See you guys in the next video. Leave a comment. Love